but I'm just French. I would like to speak better, add a bit of fine rhyme to my letter on time like a watchmaker. You can lie, you can try, but you'd like to leave this feeling. We got to breathe, to dig, to leave the life we are dreaming. It could go wrong.
Let's pray there is more than we know as the countryside clears and the cities fall. Oh, the world is yours. Let's pray it doesn't bring you to tears as the people awoke and there was unusual fears. Oh, the world is yours. I'll stay for every day to keep you safe as a soul unpredictable. I'll pray that this is the way as the earth falls. You know that the world is yours. Our days are losing their light, and the only safety is to stand up and fight for a world. The world is yours. Our days are darker than stone as the people think that this is their only home. But the world is yours. And I can show you that we can endure the tides. They'll knock us down, but we'll survive. Only with you in my arms tonight. I'll sing for every day to keep you safe as it's so unpredictable. I'll pray that this is the way as the earth falls. You know that the world is yours. I'll sing for every day to keep you safe as it's so unpredictable. I'll pray that this is the way as the earth falls. You know that the world is yours. I tried to fight alone. 'Cause sometimes we just don't know that we can do anything together if we just try. And as long as we have our backs, whenever our foes come by, this time we will win. This time you'll have to join forces. This time.
Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. Happy Wednesday evening to you. I hope you are well. I hope you're having a fantastic week so far, and I hope the weather is as beautiful by you as it is here by me. It is still cold, for sure, but it's not like a bitter cold. It's kind of like a nice fall cold. So I'm really loving it. So anyway, welcome back to the channel. It is so great to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. Tonight, we're going to be working on our mystery quilt. Now, for those of you who have never joined us before, this mystery is a little bit different than like a Cotton Cuts mystery, in that I already know what we're making. I'm following a pattern and I know what we're making, but I'm keeping it a secret from you guys. And the reason for that is this quilt is intended for a dear friend of mine who actually watches the channel. And this is a very specific pattern, and they're going to know exactly that it's for them and exactly what it is if I were to say what the pattern is. So I'm trying to keep it a secret for as long as I possibly can. And it's a little bit of fun for you guys because you guys get to guess as to what it is. Now, you're welcome to make guesses in chat, but I cannot tell you if you're right or wrong in chat because then it wouldn't be a mystery anymore. So if it's really killing you and you have got to know what it is, just send me an email and I'll be glad to tell you what it is as long as you swear to secrecy. So anyway, thank you again so much for joining me. Let me hop into chat, say hello to everybody there, and welcome them back to the channel, and then we're going to dive into this project. We are so close to the finish line. I don't think we're going to finish it tonight, although we're going to get really close. So I'm really excited for that. So I'm going to hop into chat as quick as I can so that we can get onto this machine and really get things going quickly. So let me flip up into chat. I don't know who the very first person was earlier today. It looks like Linda Denton was the very first person in chat this evening. So Linda, hello, good evening. Thank you so much for being here. So great to see you. Welcome back. Sandra K is also here. Good evening, Sandra. I hope you're well. Susan is also here. Hello, Susan. It's so great to see you also. Sandra is here as well. Let's see. Nancy, good evening. I hope you're well. I hope your husband is doing well. I know he's been a little under the weather lately, and I hope everything's going okay there. Carrie Leonard is also with us this evening. Good evening, Carrie. It's so great to see you. Welcome back. Patty's here. Good evening, Patty. So great to see you also. Let's see. Joyce is here. My goodness, there's so many friends here this evening. It's great. Hi, Joyce. So great to see you. Lucas. Oh, Lucas is in the house. Good evening, bud. It's so great to see you. Welcome back. Lucas is one of our moderators. He's the OG moderator. If you are new to the channel, make sure you let him know because he can hook you up with some extra thimbles. We like to give our new subscribers a little extra thimbles. And, you know, if you're running really low, he might be able to hook you up with a few more of those as well. So welcome back, Lucas. It's so great to see you again. Chloe, good evening. Thanks so much for being here. It's so great to see you. Streamlabs is back again, so that's awesome. Everybody's going to get their gamble on. Go ahead and earn those thimbles. Let's see. Just trying to see if I'm missing anybody. This new chat layout is really hard to find people in, and so I know you guys are struggling, and I am struggling just as much. I kind of wish that they would give us content creators a little bit of a different platform, but it's not really working. Like, I've got one in Streamlabs, but it's not any better. So I just use the one in YouTube, really. Let's see. Streamlabs. Lana, welcome back. Lana, I think, is a new subscriber to the channel. We saw her on Sunday. Welcome back, Lana. Make sure you get in touch with Lucas, and he can hook you up with some extra thimbles for being a new member of the channel. Thanks so much for being back here. Living and Crafting with MS Alex, welcome back as well. It's so great to see you. I don't think I've seen your name in chat before either, so make sure you let Lucas know so he can hook you up with some extra thimbles. That way you can play all the games in chat. Oh, geez. Something just happened here. Hang on, guys. Stupid screen reset on me. It reset on me, so I lost where I was at. Let's see. Nancy, Chloe, I think I said good evening to you. If not, good evening again, Chloe. Welcome back. Joyce is here with us this evening. Welcome back. Patty is also here. Susan, still here. Love it. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, Alex is here. All right. Raven, good evening. Welcome back. It's so great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us this evening. Now I'm back to where I needed to be. Thanks. Dang, Danny has tons of energy. Honey, it dies fast. I promise. There's a ton of energy right now, but it's going to die out quick. I promise. But good evening. Welcome back. Terry, good evening. Terry is also one of our moderators. So if you guys have any questions about how the thimbles work or you're trying to get in touch with me or any of those questions, reach out to either Lucas or Terry. They are great at being able to catch things way before I do. So I appreciate them so much for hanging out here with me and helping me with this. They do a fantastic job, and they are really good troll hunters. So if you see a troll, you let them know. They can hunt them down. So welcome back. Thanks so much for being here this evening. Oh, it did it again. Darn it. It keeps resetting on me, so I keep losing my spot. Make me look like an idiot. Lucas says, sorry I missed the weekend streams. Tony and I were at the movie theater Friday night when I got called into work. So Saturday night we went back. Then Sunday I had to head to Indiana for training. Oh, yuck. Indiana's the opposite direction of your house. Yuck. Well, no worries, Lucas. We understand work is way more important than this channel, and I've always told you that. And so not a problem, but we appreciate it. We're glad to hear you're safe. Glad to hear you guys had a good weekend and were able to make the most of it. Sandra says, okay, Lucas, I'm new to the channel. Can you give me 50 grand? He's not going to fall for that one, Sandra. Clay says, you've been busy. Yes, he has. Lucas says, seems reasonable. Oh, I love you guys. That's right, Lucas. Lucas says, who needs thimbles? Oh, my gosh. Too funny. Too funny. You guys are so much fun. Raven says, what are we doing tonight? Susan says, I'm in my car, so listening. No problem, Susan. You drive safe. Don't. I hope you're not typing while you're driving. Tonight we're going to be working on our mystery project. You guys know we've been having this project on the channel for a while. If you're new to the channel and you want to kind of see the progression of it, I've got a whole playlist. So go back and watch the whole playlist. You can catch up. We are at like the tail end of this. We're probably not going to finish it tonight, but we're going to be really close. You can see Ivy's in the puppy cam over there. You feel bad. Raven says, watch and you'll learn. You can redeem them for things Danny will send you. Yes, absolutely. That is what the thimbles are all about. It's basically a points program where as you're watching and you're participating in chat, you get to earn all these points, and then you can play some games in chat as well. And as you earn them, as you get more and more of them, you can then redeem them in for prizes, and I'll mail you the prizes. As long as you're in the US or Canada, I'll mail it to you. It's not a problem. In fact, right now I do owe some redemptions to a couple of people from October. Those will probably go out at the end of November. And then in December, I've got all of my membership stuff going out. So lots of stuff going out in the next few weeks. So yeah, if you guys are redeeming your thimbles, don't you worry. We will get them to you just as soon as I can. Looks like Lucas is having trouble getting the thimbles to send. You might have to go into Streamlabs and do it manually. Oh boy, Terry says, I dumped too much cayenne pepper in my soup. It's going to be a spicy night. I see what you did there. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. So tonight is I've already said it like 5 times already. Mystery project tonight. So let's go ahead and let's get started on this. So last time we were together, you guys remember I did a little bit of an oopsie. Now the good news is that I was able to fix the oopsie. I was able to fix it and put it back together. Thank goodness. So now this is what the piece was actually supposed to look like. So you guys can kind of get an idea of what it was supposed to look like. So this is what it was supposed to look like. You can see right here, this piece right here is the part that I made an oopsie on. I cut pieces that were way too big. So this one is what it's supposed to look like. And now we're going to be taking these pieces, and attaching them to these pieces that we had made before. Let me show you. So we're going to be attaching them to the bottoms of these pieces. But first I have to sew a black strip to the bottom here before I can do that. So I did sew up one of them. I was actually working on that just before I got back on the camera. So I was working on one of them. So I'm going to go ahead and sew up the other one. Then we got to iron them up, and then we're going to try and put these pieces together. So I'm going to try really hard to try and get some things going here. Alex says, I'm in the U.S. LOL. I'm in South Dakota. Oh, South Dakota is one of my favorite states. I loved it there. It was beautiful. We went on vacation there. We did a road trip from Chicago out there. It was a 13-hour drive, which is the longest drive we've ever done in the road trip. But it was so much fun. I absolutely loved it out there. You want to know what my favorite thing was about South Dakota? Besides all the rolling hills and absolutely gorgeous, watching all that, the 85-mile-per-hour speed limit. That was my favorite. I keep telling Mr. Wizard we're going to retire. That's where we're moving, South Dakota. So welcome to the channel. It's so great to see you. Terry's reminding everybody to give a thumbs up. Thanks, Terry, for that reminder. If you guys could. Sorry. I just saw Lucas's message. If you guys could give a thumbs up, that would be really great. Go over and tickle that like button for me. He says, whoa, whoa, whoa. Y'all bumped me to 4th place. He goes, this is what happens when you skip a weekend, dude. I mean, I get that you had to work and everything, and that's fine. But, you know, you snooze, you lose, buddy. Sandra says she's not feeling any better. Oh, Sandra, I'm sorry to hear you're not feeling well. That's right, Patty. You snooze, you lose. That's right. That's right. I love it. All right. I told you guys, this energy, this high energy thing, it's not going to last real long. So take it while you can. You should probably find an Airbnb in Rhinelander. Oh, shh. Don't be giving Mr. Wizard any ideas. Because he probably will. I don't know if you guys could hear him all the way down the hallway, but he goes, too late. He's already looking. So thanks for that. Thanks for that. Looks like a road trip's in my future. That's all right, though. And you know, with Taylor home right now, she could watch the puppies. I mean, we could make that work. We could absolutely. Raven says, "Come on up." That would be fun. That would be a lot of fun. All right, so let me go ahead and grab this other piece here. We need to add another black strip to the bottom of this one, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna try and keep focused on sewing as much as I can tonight, because the more sewing I get done, the more we can get this going. I was really hoping to have this done by Christmas, but I just don't see that happening. I just don't see that happening because I'm not doing an all-over quilting with it. I'm going to be doing a stitch in the ditch, and that's going to take forever because there's a lot of stitches. There's a lot of ditches that need to be stitched in. So let's go ahead and get this sewn up here. Custer, South Dakota. Yes, absolutely. Custer, South Dakota was beautiful. I had such a great trip that, like, we still talk about it to this day. Like, that was one of our favorite road trips that we did with the kids. And we do summer road trips. For those of you who are new to the channel, I do summer road trips with my kids every year. I have twin daughters. They're 23, 22 now. They'll be 23. They're over 21. I know that. Forgive me. They're over 21. And then I have 3 stepdaughters as well. But my 2 daughters and my mom and my mom's best friend, Cheryl, we go on a road trip every year. Or we were going on road trips every year with the kids when they were little. And we're still doing road trips, but now they're more adult ones, you know. But one of the road trips that we decided to plan was a trip to South Dakota to see, you know, your usuals, you know, your Mount Rushmore, Crazy Horse, Wall Drug, you know, the usuals, you know. But that was just such a great trip. It was such a great trip. The atmosphere around you was just so amazing. We loved the area. Sitting in one of the valleys, because we stayed in the Black Hills, sitting in one of the valleys and watching the rainstorms come over the mountains was just such an experience. Like, we don't have that out here. Like, I'm in the upper Midwest. It's all flatland. Like, there are no mountains. If you find a mountain, you're in the wrong place. Like, there's no mountains out here. So for us, it was a whole different experience for us to be able to experience those mountains. And that's definitely mountains. I would take mountains over water any day of the year. Like, it's just so peaceful. I love it. Hi, Mary. Good evening. Welcome back to the channel. Did you forget? Oh, I don't even have the iron on. I should probably turn the iron on first, huh? That would be helpful. All right. Best road trip was when I left hubby home. I could stop and see all the sights I wanted to see. Sandra, that's what we do. Yeah, it's a girls only trip. There's no boys. Mr. Wizard stays home. It's been a girls only trip for many, many years. Ay. Sorry, waiting for the iron to warm up. Nancy, I just saw your message. She says, Danny, Terry's bone scan came back. No cancer. Thank you for the prayers. Oh, that is such wonderful news, Nancy. Oh my gosh. I missed it before. That is amazing. That is so great. So great. You've got to be over the moon. Just so great. So great. I'm so glad that came back. That news came back. That's amazing. So happy. Raven says, mountains over water. Nothing beats kayaking with coffee at 6 a.m. You know, I've lived around the water for a long time. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I've never lived right on the lake, but I've lived close enough to the lake. And the lakes are beautiful. Don't get me wrong. They are beautiful. They can be very serene. But see, here's my thing. They have fish in them, usually. And I don't like fish. Like live fish. Like, I'll eat it if it's on my plate. But I don't want to swim with it. No. And I really don't want it in my beach. I don't want the dead ones in the beach. No, I'm not into that kind of thing. No. So I'll take the mountains. They're a little bit safer. Lucas comes back and no one wins slots. Rigged? I think. I do think it might be rigged. Gosh, that's not a coincidence. Terry says, I love the water myself. I do like the water. I do. I do like the water. There's nothing wrong with it. But I do prefer the mountains. The mountains call me. And I like to answer their call. That is true. That is true, Raven. Yeah. When you just walk down and you jump in a kayak, it's amazing. I've been there. Yeah. Yep. That is true. That is 100% true. Okay, I'm just trimming off these pieces here real quick. There we go. Alright, so there's the one. Let me set this one over here. I need to grab my... over here. Alright, so now I've got this extra piece here. We're going to need that later. I've been in the ocean with a shark. Swam about 3 feet from me. Oh, no. Oh, no. 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 I've been in the ocean. Not with a shark. No. But I have been in the ocean. I've been in the Caribbean. I've been in the ocean in California. Yeah, I've been in both. Swimming in the ocean is amazing. But again, yes, you did hear a cat. Yes, Terry, you did. She's over there by the door. She's over there by the door. Swimming in the ocean is amazing. It really is. Go. Okay, so now we've got those done. I miss living by our family. I could wake up at his parents and just kayak at 5, 6 a.m. We're 4.5 hours north now. Oh, wow. Nancy, I think it does. I think it needs a hug. I think so. I think it does. But how is everybody doing this evening? How is everybody doing? So, yeah. I'm going to probably have to pin these because I don't want anything to stretch. I need it to kind of lay for me. Lay flat for me. So I'm going to go ahead. I don't normally pin things, but I think in this case I will. Just so that it doesn't stretch or shift too much on me. So good news. I just got in the mail today our December Spools of the Year project. So that's a lot of fun. Super cute. Super cute. So we'll see that one coming up in December. Let me just make, yeah, okay. Double checking everything because this project is so intricate and I don't have a whole lot of extra pieces to work with. So I got to be really careful. Busy cleaning my bedroom. It's a mess. Ooh, sorry, Patty. Terry says, I'm doing good. Been crafting things to donate proceeds to an animal shelter. That's awesome, Terry. That is so great. That is awesome. Thank you so much for doing that. I mean, I know that it's not my shelter you're donating to, but still, it's great that you're able to do that. can hear my neighbor next door to me taking his garbage cans out. He's making a bunch of noise. He's right on the other side of this wall. Our houses here are very close together. It's a small little neighborhood. Houses and the lots are very small. So you can kind of hear everything around you. Alright. Ta-da! There's one panel. Oh, excuse me, my goodness. This is much bigger than I thought it was going to be. So, still not quite done yet. There's still another piece that goes on the top here. So it's a little bit longer than this, but it's coming together nicely. So let's go ahead and get the other one sewn up together and then get it ironed up. Just like before, I'm going to go ahead and pin it. Rest and cross stitching. Well, sometimes that's okay. I have been itching to start a new project on my cross stitching lately. I love the Cinderella project that we're working on, but it's been kind of a little bit boring to me lately. And so I've been itching to start something new. I haven't yet, obviously, but I'm itching to. I've got one that's like a pre-printed, like you don't even have to really read the pattern. You can just kind of sew where the markings are. I think I might start on that one just because that one seems pretty easy to do. I used my thread conditioner, the beeswax thread conditioner, over the weekend just for some hand sewing. I think it made a difference. Joyce, welcome to the membership. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome. Hearts in chat for Joyce for becoming a member of the channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So great for you to be here. Lana says, Danny, I'm doing the HAED sew along. Help me out here, hon. What's HAED? Oh, sorry, Nancy. Stupid Streamlabs is being dumb. I finally got to join. Well, that is so great, Joyce. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome in. And you'll be able to join us on our members only live streams. We do them every other Monday. In fact, the next one is next week, I think. Next one is next week. So thank you for that. Heaven and Earth Designs. Oh, wow, Lana, that sounds like a lot of fun. I'm not familiar with that particular product group, but that sounds like a lot of fun. We are going to be working on Twisted Dream as part of from Stitchin' Haven. We're going to be working on that one after Thanksgiving, so in December. And then, if you're a member, you'll get to see us work on our Blackberry Bramble project, which is I'm really excited for, with Mama Joyce. So lots of fun there. Lots and lots of fun. Joyce says, I've only been trying for 6 months. Well, Joyce, I'm so glad that you were able to finally get through. They did make an update for iPhones, so maybe that's what fixed it. Hi, Tammy. Good evening. Welcome back. So great to see you. But I'm really glad that you were able to get through. Unfortunately, the membership thing is not something I can override. It's not like I can go in there and, you know, get it to somebody or anything like that. There's nothing I can do about that. But I do know that there was an update for iPhones specifically, because a lot of people were complaining they couldn't get in with the iPhones, and so maybe that helped. Oh, that was too fast. There we go. Raven says, I pulled out fabric for framed pinwheels. Awesome. We had so much fun with that. We got it so far already just on the first episode. That one's going to be a fairly quick pattern. I was really excited about starting that one, and I'm loving it so far. So yeah, that one's going to be quick and easy to do. We will work on that one again in December, but if you guys can't wait that long, I completely understand. And you are welcome to go on ahead of me if you want to. Pressing these seams down. Terry said, I did get the background fabric. Awesome. Oh, stitch along. Awesome. 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 Yeah, we are doing a stitch along as well, or sew along, or quilt along, whatever you want to call it. We're doing one as well here on the channel. We started it last week, so if you guys are interested in that, it's called Framed Pinwheels. There's a video group set up for that, playlist set up for that already. So I don't know that I've added it to the stuff we're working on section yet. I think I need to add it there. That'll be something I probably do over the weekend. I've got lots to do over the weekend, and I actually took Friday off of my corporate job because I have so many things going on here at home I need to take care of. Terry said, I did what I did last time. I cut too many squares. Well, that's okay. That's okay. You'll use them for something else, right? No biggie. All right. Got those all ironed up now. Gosh, it's so gorgeous. Isn't it turning out beautiful? Look at that. So beautiful. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Tammy is doing a sew along mystery that I need to catch up on. Ooh, that sounds like fun. No surgery, Lana. That's awesome. Shoulder keeps freezing up. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, sweetheart. Oh. Sounds awful. Sounds awful. All right, so those are 2 pieces. Yay. So now we've got these pieces here. And these pieces, I believe, are the inside pieces. Let's just double check the pattern to make sure. These are the outside pieces. So this one goes on the left. So I need to do a black strip here. Okay, so I need to do a black strip here. So we're going to be doing quite a few black strips now. So I'm going to go ahead and grab those. Yeah, we're going to have to create some strips sets. So let's grab some more strips and get those sewn up together. Nancy says, it just got out of the corner. Oh, no. Is this the first time you're going to have a holiday without your son there, Raven? Is this the first time? My girls have had boyfriends for a while now, so I've kind of gotten used to that. I know for some people it can be pretty... Oh, darn it. I just did this wrong. I did it wrong already. Yep, did it wrong already. I know for some people it can be very, very difficult. I mean, you know, not having your kids there on a holiday is always... It's always a hard one. The first year is always the most difficult. My baby, she says. I understand that. It's hard watching your kids grow up. It's hard. It is hard. Okay, now we got it. Oh, went to college and really hasn't been home. Yeah, that's hard. Like, I know when the girls went off to school, it was a challenge. Now, I was lucky. The girls went to school locally, not really locally, but they went to school in the same state. So they were able to come home for holidays and things like that. So I was lucky in that regard. But I can understand that, how difficult that must be. Yes, physical therapy can do a lot. Yeah, absolutely. It's amazing how just the right type of stretches and exercises can really, really help with things. And my part is always the massages at the end. That's always my favorite part. Either the electroshock therapy or the massages. Those are always my favorite part. But I will tell you, make sure that you take your pain medication before you go. Always take your pain medication at least 30 to 40 minutes before you go, if you can, because, yeah, otherwise you'll be hurting. Ice was the worst? Oh, okay. Come on. Stupid thing. Move. There we go. There we go. I wasn't prepared. I can understand that. I completely understand that. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and trim these real quick. So what I did was I just sewed up a bunch of strips together so that I have one nice long one. Okay. And we're going to use that because we got a bunch of long strips to attach here. So I'm just going to keep using one long one. Raven, is he close enough that maybe he could come home for like a, dessert? Because I know Tony and Lucas do that. They'll do dinner at one family and then dessert at another, or vice versa. Maybe they could do that. Nancy says, have you ever tried dry needling? No? No, I can't say. Hurt for 4 months. Oh, Lana, I'm so sorry. I really hope the physical therapy helps you. Really hope that it helps. Pain is never fun. Like, there's nothing about that that's fun. Especially when it keeps you from being able to do the things that you love, like quilting and spending time with family or things like that. An hour and a half away. Oh, okay. I mean, they could make that work. Go to one house for brunch or early, lunch or something, and then go to the other one. But yeah, the first year without your kids there with you, it's always the hardest. Always. All right. Dry needling relaxes the muscles. Oh, is that like acupuncture? Is that kind of what it is? And home is so far away that is 3+ hours. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I mean, we did that with my ex-husband's family. We did like a brunch at his family's house, and then we did dinner at my family's house. So then that way we could still spend time with both families. And we weren't driving too early or too late. Just, something to think about. Just make sure I'm doing this right. Yes, Just making sure. Like, so I'm supposed to, hold on. Hold on, hold please. I have to make sure that I'm doing this right. This way, right sides together. Right sides together. Pieces are getting big. Big and bulky. Right sides together. Gosh, I hope it's right sides together. Come on. Okay, so let's go ahead and sew up this black strip to the edge of this piece here. And see how far we can get. Now the author of the pattern gave us some tips and tricks, and one of the tips that she said was always make sure that the black strip is down. That will make things a lot easier for you. So I've been trying to follow that advice as much as possible. Actually, let's grab this. Put this. It's like binding. It's like doing a binding strip. It's about the same thing. It's on one leg, the other piece is on the other leg. You know how it goes, right? Puppies are quiet tonight. Our two littlest puppies went to the vet today. Mr. Wizard is home today, so him and Taylor took our two little ones to the vet today, so they're pretty pooped out. They got some shots and stuff today, so they're a little tired and traumatized. So that's, I think, why we don't see them this evening. Babies. Our poor babies. Wrigley officially weighs 8.5 pounds. She's a little porker. She weighs 8.5 pounds. It's crazy. We call her the 200-pound dog stuck in the 8-pound body. She will try to take on the 200-pound dogs. She is a diva, that one. Oh my goodness. She's got a little attitude for sure. It's always the little ones, right? It's always the little ones that have the bigger attitudes. I think they need it just for survival. Hi Katie, good evening. Welcome back to the channel. It's so great to see you. We are working on our mystery project, and it is coming along. We are really close to the end here. Like, we've only got a couple more steps to go. We're finally starting to put pieces together. Oh, wow, that is really loud and obnoxious, isn't it? Holy smokes. It's a little loud. A little loud, a little obnoxious. Agnes, good evening. My gosh, girl. I feel like it's been forever since I've seen you. I hope you're well. I hope things are going okay for you. Welcome back. It's so great to see you. Hang on. Yeah, right sides together. Okay, good. All of a sudden I'm like, oh no. I think I did it wrong, but I didn't, so that's good. Phew. I gotta tell you guys, it is really hard to sew up a 3/4 inch strip. Really difficult to do it. to the edge of this big old bulky piece. It is really challenging. I probably could have pinned it all, but I don't like pins. They kind of make me a little crazy. So I'm just trying to be careful, not trying to stretch anything. Just working a lot. No, honey, I totally get that. Yeah, no, I trust me, I get that. I've been working just a crazy amount lately. The last couple of weeks, after my evening live streams, like the one tonight, I will shut down the streaming laptop and turn on the corporate laptop, and then I'll work till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. It's been absolutely crazy. But it's a good thing because business is picking up, so that's good. We don't need to worry about things like that. But it's been a lot. It's been a lot. So I can only imagine what you're going through yourself. If it's anything like me, then I get it. I get it 100%. I'm with you, Tammy. I only use pins when I absolutely have to. When I just don't have a choice. Otherwise, I try and avoid them as much as possible because I poke myself with them, constantly. I just am constantly poking myself with them. And I hate that. So I hate that with a passion. So alright, so now we're going to go ahead and keep sewing this piece. But this is why I don't think we're going to get this finished tonight, because you have to go so slow because this piece is so tiny. You got to make sure it's nice and straight. Make sure all of your seams are down. It's a slow and tedious process for sure. But this pattern is so neat. And then I actually have a second one by the same, a very similar design. I have a second one to do. So now that we'll have this one under our belts, we'll have a second one we can work on. And I think that one's going to go together much better, much faster, much more efficiently. Excited about it. But you gotta finish one first, right? Come on. There you go. Gotta finish one before you can get to the next one. Sorry guys, I'm missing all kinds of stuff in chat right now. I can see it scrolling out of the corner of my eye. And I'm sorry about that. I'm just trying to focus here. Give me just a second and I'll catch back up. All right. Whew. There's a lot. Katie says she pins everything from her clothing sewing days. Yeah, no, I get that. I do. I was doing that for a little while when I first started quilting. And then all of a sudden I got to a point watching Donna Jordan and stuff where she wasn't really pinning a whole lot. And it was like, oh my God, you mean I don't have to use the pins? It was like, oh, that's amazing. I don't have to use pins. It was great. So yeah, all right, so here's our first piece. We've got it all sewn up. We're going to have to iron it before we get it sewn up together again, but for right now, that's where it's at. So cool. Awesome. All right, so let's set that one aside for right now. Let's go ahead and do the next one. Hopefully this piece is long enough to do it with. This one here. Hi, Katie. Good evening. How are you feeling, hon? Are you feeling better? I know you weren't feeling quite great on Sunday. That's why we rescheduled our Peace of Mind Mending Pieces live stream for this coming weekend. Katie wasn't feeling well, which is, health is way more important than anything else. So, way more important. But hopefully you're feeling better. Hopefully. So this is right sides. Right sides. Okay. Oops, this one. Come on. These pieces are so long, my gosh. Way longer than I was expecting them to be. Now, I've never built a quilt in columns before. Like, typically you build them in rows, you don't build them in columns. Well, this particular quilt, we have been building it in columns instead of in rows, which is just really weird to me. I mean, it's, you know, it fits the pattern for sure, so, I mean, it makes sense. It's just weird. Like, it's just not something I'm used to, for sure. Katie says, we were gifted 2 amaryllis bulbs on Monday, potted them today. They are already starting to grow, so I hope they bloom for Christmas. Oh, that would be so cool. That would be so cool. It'd be a nice Christmas surprise. Sorry guys, I'm going to have to focus here again for a minute. All these seams, making sure they're pressed down before they go under the foot. Oh, there's the baby. There's the baby. Hi. Did you come to say hello to all your friends? I know, you've been sleeping most of the day because you got some shots, didn't you? Where are you? Oh. I see a tail. There you are. There's the baby. There's the baby. Hi, baby. I know. Your face is all wet. Were you drinking water? Were you drinking water? There's the baby. She says, hi, everybody. Good evening. I am so excited to finish this project, you guys. So excited. Like, it has been so intimidating from the very beginning. Originally, I bit off way more than I could chew. Way more than I could chew. It was way more complicated than I expected it to be. These 45-degree angles were going to be the death of me. And these 3/4 inch strips were going to be the death of me. But I persevered. I put it away for quite a while. Like almost a year, I think. I put it away. And then I pulled it back out and I said, no, I need to do this. I need to challenge myself and get this done. And so then I pulled it out and I started doing it on the channel as a more regular series. And with your guys' help of boosting my confidence and encouraging me, I have been able to get this done, to the point where we're at right now, which is almost done. Like, it's so close. We only have a couple more steps to do. We're basically putting all the columns together now. But to give you guys an indication of how many little 3/4 inch strips there are to this, like I told you guys, I have 2 quilts that I'm making for this, and both quilts are kind of the same basic principle, and so they have these black 3/4 inch strips. What are you doing? You were chewing on my strip, you little snot. She was chewing on it. You little snot. She's never done that before. This is enough for you? Yucky. It's the first time she's ever done that. Oh well. Well, now I gotta be more careful. I guess that's why people don't usually put their binding strips on the floor. Luckily, there's enough here. But, so just to give you guys an idea, these 3/4 inch black strips, between the two quilts, I needed 3 yards of fabric. Would you stop? 3 yards of fabric to make those 3/4 inch strips. Hi Gladys, good evening. Yes, puppy slobber. Puppy slobber. Yeah, yeah. Luckily there's enough here that I was able to cut that off. Yeah. Ooh. Puppy slobbers. Yeah. She's never done that before. That's so funny. I'm gonna blame the shots. Like, I think they've made her a little loopy. She's not herself today. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna give her a pass. She's not herself today. What are you doing? I'll give you a treat in just a minute, okay? 3 yards. Yeah, 3 yards of fabric cut into 3/4 inch strips. I only cut up, I think, 1.5 yards of it, maybe. And then I was like, no, I'll stop cutting, and then I'll just cut some more later. So, and then trying to make sure that a 3/4 inch strip is straight, like, that's really hard to do. And you have to cut them the width of the fabric, too. Like, it was the whole thing. Trying to cut the whole thing was just very challenging, for sure. And then, of course, all the sewing that we've had to do so far. It's been a very challenging project from start to finish. So I'm really excited to kind of finish it. Not because I've not enjoyed it, because I absolutely have. I'm just really excited to see what it looks like. You know, I'm really excited to see it completed. I blame the owner. I mean, not wrong. Not wrong. Figure out what I'm doing here. I see you under there. You leave my strips alone. You leave my strips alone, you. I know she likes to steal my binding clips. My Wonder clips. If I drop them on the floor, she likes to steal those. And she really likes the Alpha Bitties because they're crunchy. She really likes to chew on those. But she's never chewed on a piece of fabric before, so that was weird. That was weird. That was weird. Yeah, I blame the shots today. You're just not yourself. I'll give you a pass. Mommy's almost done, then you can have a treat, okay? Mommy's almost done. Almost done with this one. We still have 2 more pieces that we have to sew up black strips to. But we'll get to those in a minute. What time is it? 8:30? About an hour in? Okay, good. About an hour in, and we did about 20 minutes of chatting, so that's okay. Yes, right. That's right. She got a cootie shot. Yes. Welcome back, Tammy. Welcome back. We missed you. I have to be honest and say I didn't even know you were gone, but I missed you anyway. Yum. 3 yards of black is to make enough black. Yes, Tammy, you heard right. Now this is 2 quilt patterns, not just 1. So it was about 1.5 yards per quilt pattern. But yes, 1.5 yards, we'll say, cut into 3/4 inch strips to make this pattern. Yeah. It was absolutely insane. Where are the rest of them? Oh, you had to swap laundry over. Gotcha. The magic word. That's right. There they come. Come here, Addie. Addison, you always block the camera so nobody can see Wrigley. Wrigley, come here. Come here. Wrigley has her little sweater on again because it's chilly. Wrigley. Wrigley. Good girl. Good job. Good girls. That hurts my head. My nephew would have been 21 on the 22nd of November. Oh, okay. No worries. I understand. She says, hi, Eddie. Hi, baby. But yes, it was a lot of fabric. It was very intimidating. I only cut... I want to say I cut like a yard to 3/4 of a yard the first time and started some of it. And then I had to cut some more, you know, and do some more of it. But yeah, it was really intimidating. Like really intimidating to cut that much into these little strips. But it's been worth it. I mean, it looks beautiful. Alright, so now this one needs a strip. Gosh, I hope I did this right. I hope I did this right. So this one needs... That one needs... That one there. And then it goes with... No, not this one. Goes with this one. This one is attached to it. This way. Yep, like that. You guys start to see it? So these two pieces need to go together. So let's go ahead and get this one ironed up. I'm going to set this one off to the side. This one needs to get set to the side for right now. Trying not to confuse myself too much here. Got to turn my iron back on because I have to iron these every time because we have to make sure they lay flat to sew them. So flip this over this way. Excuse me. Pull it open like that. Actually, I think I'm going to go where I had it before, this way. Hi, baby, back again? Back again? Siberian, yes, it is a mystery. It is a mystery for you guys. I know what it is. But it's a mystery for you guys. The reason for that is that it is actually for a close friend of mine, and it's a very specific pattern. And as soon as I say what it is, that person is going to absolutely know that it's for them, because they're a very big fan of this particular pattern type, and it's just going to give it away. So I'm trying my best to keep it a secret as long as I can. But at some point, it's going to become obvious what it is. Now, if it's killing you and you have got to know what it is, go ahead and send me an email and I will tell you. There's a bug in the room. It is a wild pattern, that is for sure. Now, you guys can guess in chat all you want, but unfortunately I cannot tell you if you're right or not because that would give up the surprise. But like I said, if you think you know what it is or you have to know, just send me an email. I'll tell you. As long as you swear yourself to secrecy, that is. Some people have given up and have emailed me and said, I have to know. And I've let them know. But the mystery is half the fun. Terry says, I have patience, but I don't know if I would have it for that one. Yeah, Terry was one of the ones that said she had to know. And I promise you, when it is complete, I will tell you all about it. I will give you all the deets. All right. So this piece now gets attached to this one. We just want to make sure that things are kind of lining up a little bit, which they are, which makes me so happy because this has been where my anxiety has been taking over, because I have been so worried that this is not going to line up, and it's going to be a little off. Like there's kind of no way around it. It's going to be a little bit off. But I think it's going to line up where it matters. So. It reminds me of a comic book strip. I love your guys' guesses. They're so much fun. So much fun. Alright, so let's get these two pieces sewn up together now. Like I said before, I've never built a quilt in columns before, because that's what we're doing right now. These are not rows, these are columns. So these are up and down, and I've never built a quilt that way before. I've always built it in rows. So this is new. It's different. Comic book strips. Ooh, that's a good one, yeah. This is the fun part for me, is you guys trying to figure out what it is. I love it. So much fun. Because this one it's definitely not, it has not been obvious for a very long time. And then now it's finally starting to come together, and that's when it's actually starting to become more obvious as to what it is. And so that's been the fun part for me. Kind of figuring it out. I love the fabric colors that I chose for this. They really, really make it pop. An Indian blanket, that's a good guess. That's a good guess too. Sorry guys, I'm just kind of focused. With all of these seams, it can be a little bit of a challenge to get it sewn up together. So I'm just kind of taking my time, going slow. So I am ignoring chat a little bit, and I do apologize for that. I'm trying to catch up where I can. So just, you know, talk amongst yourselves while I'm sewing. Isn't that what the teachers say? Talk amongst yourselves or work amongst yourselves? Sorry. Sorry. I don't mean to be quiet. I'm just kind of focused. I promise I will catch up with chat in just a minute. I'm almost at the end here. And this is half of the quilt. Like this is half of it. These two pieces right here is half. So there's one more row of pieces that goes along the top, but otherwise this is half. So it's kind of exciting to finally have it coming together. The amount of stress and anxiety this quilt has given me, just with regards to and it wasn't that it was, I didn't really make a lot of mistakes, which thank gosh for that. It was just the having to be so accurate and having to be so precise and, you know, and things like that. That was really the part of it that's been just so challenging for me. And it's not perfect by any means. It could have been much better. A lot of the fabric I had cut before, I really had a good technique for cutting fabric. So a lot of it is very unevenly cut, and so that kind of adds to the complexity of it a little bit. But I wasn't about to start over. Hi Sean, good evening. Welcome back. I was not about to start over, so let me see my pattern. Make sure my iron is on. Get these seams crushed down now. Seams, I mean, look at the amount of seams on this thing. It's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. But now you guys can kind of see why there's so many black strips. Like I said, between the two quilt tops, which the second one we haven't even started yet. Like, we've not even started on it yet. We're still working on the first one. Between the two quilt tops, I was going to need 3 full yards of solid black fabric cut into 3/4 inch strips. So that's how much fabric this thing was going to require. So it's just crazy. Just crazy. See all the seams. You guys see them all? It's just crazy to me. Almost there. And then I'll flip it over so you guys can see what the first half of this quilt looks like. You ready? Are you ready to see what the first half of this quilt looks like? All of those months of putting these little pieces together and then cutting out on 45-degree angles, saying prayers every single time. And here you go. Here is the first half of the quilt. Starts here at the top. So this side here is the this edge, and so there's more pieces here. It'll be a mirror image on the other side. You can kind of see. They don't quite line up exactly. They're a little bit off. You can kind of see here where they're a little bit off. But I'm actually quite pleased with how they're lining up. I was expecting them to be much, much worse. Katie, show the back. You want to see what the back looks like? Here, I'll show you what the back looks like. This is what the back looks like. Joy says, no freaking way would I even attempt it. You know what? It was a lot more complicated than I thought it was going to be. But that's half of it, folks. That is just half. That's not the whole thing. That's just half. Katie, with regards to a modern quilt, yeah, probably. I would think I would probably consider this one a modern quilt. It's definitely out of my wheelhouse. It's not something I would have ever done before. So that is half. So now we have to work on the other half. And I have to sew some more strips up together. Oh, Patty, thank you. Katie says, I like the back. Why, thank you. Thank you very much. So this is my Ziploc of my 3/4 inch strips. And every time I start running low, I just start cutting some more. But here's my Ziploc of them. I think I still have, I don't know, like, probably a yard, maybe a 1.25 yards left of the black fabric that I haven't cut into the strips yet. So I'll need to cut more strips before we work on the second quilt. But first we need to get through the first one. We need to get through the first one first. So, okay. Let me sew up some more strips. I've got to do some more strips together on the same thing as we did before. We got to sew up the 2 sets of strips on the sides, which I already did one. That's this one here. That one's the interior one. So that one has to go to this one here. I just need to do this one here. And then that one will connect up to this one. So yeah, I only need to do one more strip piece here. This one here. They're 2 separate quilts, Joyce, but they are very similar patterns. They're based on the same design, but they're not exactly the same. If that makes any sense. I really want to tell you guys what it is, because it would be so much easier to tell you what it is and then to be able to explain. But I'm trying my best to still keep it a mystery. I'm trying my darndest to keep it a mystery. So... okay, so I need to make sure that I'm doing this right. So I think what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to try and save myself a little bit of crazy here. And I'm going to sew these 2 pieces up together first. Then sew the last black piece on. So then that way I'm not completely losing my mind. So. Joyce says I'll take your word for it. So yeah, so this one's definitely been outside of my wheelhouse, 100%. Not something that I would have normally have done. When I decided to do it, when I took on this project, I thought it was going to be a whole lot easier. I don't know what I was thinking. You know how you always take on those projects, you're like, oh, this will be easy. I got this. No worries. I got this. And then you actually start doing it, and then you're like, oh, I did not. Katie says, I recognize the pattern, but I won't say anything. Well, good, Katie. Thank you. I appreciate that. Mum's the word. It's getting to be pretty obvious what it is now for most people. If you're familiar with the design, then you will see it right away. And I promise to reveal it all once we're done. Once it's all done, and I've been thinking about how to quilt it, and I think I'm going to end up doing a stitch in the ditch, which is going to be a lot. Because there's a lot of ditches. But I just feel like that's really going to be the best way to do this. Is going to be a stitch in the ditch. But it's going to be a lot. Alright, getting the last of it ironed up here. With these black strips, you want to iron them open. So, like, the black strip is open and everything else is closed. That's according to the directions. And that does make it a lot easier to sew things to it. Because you don't have that bulk underneath you you're not trying to mess with that bulk, trying to get everything together. But it is still a challenge because it's such a small piece. So, okay. So here's this one now. Let's go ahead and get this one sewn up together now. And then we will have the other half together. And then all we have to do is sew a black strip down the center to put the whole piece together. And then, like I said, there's one more row that goes on the top. And then we would be all done. All done. Do I know what I'm using for the backing? Yes, I do. I purchased the backing fabric while I was in Quilt Town, and the backing fabric does not do anything with regards to the pattern, but it does pull out the colors very nicely. And actually, I think I have the backing fabric laying over there. I can pull it out and show you guys what it looks like. Because I kind of wanted, because this is really busy, like this whole pattern is just very busy. So I tried to pick a backing fabric that was also busy, but was calm enough that if they didn't want this like crazy pattern displaying all the time, they could display the back of the fabric and it be a little bit calmer, you know. That was kind of my goal with the backing fabric. So I'll show it to you guys in just a minute. I've got it off to the side there. Hi, baby. Got it off to the side. Been staring at it since July. What size is this going to be? Without borders, and I haven't decided if I'm going to put borders on it or not. It is 37 by 54. Without borders. And I have not decided if I'm going to do any type of a border on it at all. I kind of want to put it together and then decide what I want to do with it. The pattern does not call for a border. But, I mean, obviously you can add borders if you wanted to. So. So I kind of decided I wanted to put it together first before I decide on borders. I just don't know. Like, I just don't know if I want to do borders or not. Black border it. There will be another black strip around the edge of it that we have to put on still. So we still have more black strips that we have to put on. So the pattern does call for the black strip while they're around the edge. But I don't really know that I would consider that a border because by the time you get the binding on it, that black strip would be covered up anyway. So I may do something like, I may find something just a little border just to be able to kind of frame it. So then that way when I put the binding on it, it doesn't cut into that black background, that black binding. So I might. I've just been so excited for it to finally come together that I haven't really thought about it, if that makes any sense. Like, I've been wanting to think about it, but I really just needed to get it together first before I started thinking too much about it. But I will show you guys the backing fabric. I've shown it to you before, but you know, it's been a while, and for those of you who are just joining the project or haven't seen it before, you're not going to know what that looks like, so I'll show you. It is busy. A thin black border would frame it nicely. Yeah, so the pattern does call for an actual black strip like this to go around the edge, but I think I might make it a little bit chunkier. You know? I was actually thinking of like, there's a dark red in this fabric that I was thinking of pulling. I was actually thinking of pulling that maybe. I don't know. I'll show it to you guys in just a minute here. Wider, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I thought about that. I thought about just doing a nice wide border on it. Not real wide, but like, you know, a couple inches. 2 inches, maybe 3 inches. Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking as well. Instead of doing the little thin border around it. Or doing a solid color. I'll show you. There's this deep red that's in this that I've been thinking about bordering, framing it with. Yeah, the dark red. So there's this red here that you guys can see. Well, it's kind of terrible on the camera, but there's this red here. And there's a darker shade of this that I have that I think would look really nice as a border on it. So then that way I could still do that thin black border that the pattern calls for, but then I could also have that thicker border as well. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. Oh, let me go grab the backing fabric for you guys so you can see that real quick before we start ironing this again. Because we need to iron this one up too. Oh, stretch. Let me show you. Ta-da! This is the backing fabric for it. I thought this just pulled the colors out like so well. And then that way you could still you know, you could use that, you could display this side if this is just too much for you one day. But it's still busy, you know, it still keeps that busy feel to it. So that's kind of what it's kind of where my brain was going with it anyway. I think I mean, if you lay it up next to it, I'm like, it just blends so nicely, I think. And then, like you guys said, a nice black border, maybe even a dark brown binding would work really well. I could even do like a dark brown. I could do that. I could do a dark brown. In fact, hold on. I don't have any of it, but I have a little piece of it. I have just enough to test it. Oh, yeah. Oh, that would be awesome. I've got this extra piece of binding brown. Wow, that was weird. Brown fabric from the binding of our Spools of the Year Club. But that would look really cool as a binding. Or even as a... What do you guys think of that as a frame? Like this color dark brown as a nice chunky frame around it. Do you think it would clash too much against the black? Because I would still really like to do the black thin piece around the edge. Let's see. Let's lay it out. You think it would clash too much? Actually, I don't think it would. Actually, I think that would go really well. You guys can't see it because the iron's in the way. Can you see right here? I think that would work. I did like a 2 or 3 inch border all the way around the edge in this dark brown. And then also do that dark brown as the binding. Mary says, I do not care for black and brown together. Okay. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm not usually a big fan of it myself. Let's lay it this way. Let's do this. Let's lay it this way. And then the black. Now the black that would be on it is this strip. I mean, it's a 1/4 inch strip is basically what it comes down to. So it would be like that. Yeah, I'm not sure either. See, oh, okay, there. That's a little bit better. I kind of like it, but I'm wondering if this would need to be, this couldn't be a solid. I wonder if I should do like a texture in the brown. But I like the idea of a brown. Because I really feel like that brown makes these colors just pop like you wouldn't believe. Really makes them pop. And it makes the lines pop too, I think. Something to think about. I like brown. I'm not a big fan of just solid fabric. But now this is a grunge. So what I could do is I could find a brown grunge to go around to kind of go along with all the other grunge fabrics. And then I think that works really well. I think those two work really well as like a binding in the backing. I think that works really well. Oh, Mary, you're so sweet. Thank you. I will do what I like, but I appreciate your guys' opinions. Like, you guys are the experts, not me. I say it all the time, but it really is true. Do you have cheese?
I do.
Ladies and gentlemen, my daughter has cheese. Terry says I'm not a fan of solids either. No, I'm not a fan, but they do have a use. They do have a use. Are you teasing the dogs?
Are they in the camera?
No. Well, Ivy's butt is on the camera, yeah.
Oh, it becomes warm.
Yeah.
Hi, Ivy.
Taylor has joined me with a piece of string cheese. And so she has a puppy train in soup.
What you making?
What am I making?
Mm-hmm.
I'm making my mystery quilt. This is half of it. There's another half that looks exactly like this, so it's like a mirror image on the other side, on this side, because this is the edge. So it goes on this side, the mirror image.
Cool.
So here's one piece like this, and then here's the other piece on the other side.
Nice.
You guys figured it out already? Here is the other piece. It's been a labor of love. She's over here teasing the dogs with string cheese. Don't mind her. Terry says, Taylor with cheese for the win. She's shaking her head. Uh-huh, yeah. Yeah.
Their first favorite snack.
Their first favorite snack. That's right, yeah. So, alright, the iron is hot again, so now I need to iron it. Nope. Joyce says, nope, still trying to figure it out. Like I said, Joyce, if you are familiar with this design, then you will be able to pick it up very quickly. But if you're not familiar with this design, then it might take you a little bit. Or you're just going to have to wait for me to tell you about it. So.
I'm almost done.
The puppies are very intrigued by your cheese.
No. Ivy's nails are digging into my leg.
That's your own darn fault. She's complaining because because Ivy's nails are digging into her feet, and I basically told her that that's her own darn fault because she's teasing them with cheese. So she's just gonna have to deal with it.
Supersonic hearing and smell.
Joyce says I'm in the second category. She's just gonna have to wait. That's okay. Hi Dawn, welcome back to the channel. It's so great to see you. Sylvia, good evening. All right. Just crushing these seams here. I'm crushing it. Joyce is a very patient person. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Joyce. I would not be. I'd have been like one of the first persons that sent me an email and said, what is it? I have to know. It's making me crazy.
What are we allergic to me all of a sudden? What's happening? Are you next?
Alright, so I'm just ironing the seam down.
They all got a piece of cheese.
Trying to keep all the other seams down. I don't know how to do this successfully. Alright. Crushing it, Terry says. That's right. I'm crushing it. Yep. So cool. I am just over the moon. It is coming together. It's coming together the way it's supposed to be coming together, which has been the biggest, fear. Because this whole time, it's like, I wouldn't know, I wasn't going to know if it was actually going to come together the way it was supposed to or not until this step. That was going to be the only way I was going to know. And it is coming together the way it's supposed to. So that's just, I'm just so happy about it. So happy. But back to Katie's question about it being a modern quilt. Katie, I do believe this is considered a modern quilt. I've never done a modern quilt before. I don't really know what the definition of one is. But if I had to guess, I'm gonna gather to guess that this is one, because this is definitely not a patterned square block type of quilt. This was not made in blocks. That's for sure. I believe that is the definition of a modern quilt, is one that is not made in blocks. So I could be wrong on that. Please let me know if I am wrong, but crushing the seams here. Oh, yeah, thanks, Terry. Yeah, definitely be considered a modern quilt. Yeah, okay. I figured it would be, yeah. Alright, so just, you guys have already seen that other half, but here you go again. So there you go. This is the edge here. So it will go next to this other edge on this side. So these two pieces will come together. I've got one more black strip to run down the center, and then the two pieces will come together. Kind of, it's hard to hold the thing up. It's really difficult to hold the whole thing up. It's kind of big and bulky here. So it's about 10 after 9. So we'll go ahead and we'll get started on the black strip. I'm going to set this over here, I think. Let's go ahead and get started on the next black strip. I don't know that we're going to get it done. We're definitely not going to get the whole thing done today. Like, I've got the black strip. I've got to put that piece on. And then I've got one more row that goes along the top. And then it's done. But then I have all the black to go around the edge too. So probably one more live stream before it's completed. I wasn't 100% sure on that, if I was going to get it all done in one or not. But it appears that it'll be at least one more stream before we get it done. And that's okay. Of wall art. Yeah. It's a good guess too. This is the outside, so I have to do this side. This is the side I need to do. Right sides together. It's so big. I've never done it like this before. Never done a quilt like this before where it's columns instead of rows. It's kind of crazy. Okay, I gotta put these. Oh, don't want to twist it. Don't want to twist it. Need to make sure it's right sides together. Ouch. I don't know what I'm listening to right now. The music is so weird. It's like a weird elevator music. Like, it's all orchestral. But it's just weird. Ouch, slipper off. Ouch. Okay. Next black strip. Yay. So we'll get this strip sewn on, and then we'll probably say goodnight. At least one more stream for this one before we consider the top complete. But then it's a matter of we'll have to sandwich it and quilt it. I think I will probably, I think that I will do a stitch in the ditch, but I'm not entirely sure yet. Now is kind of when I wish I did have a long arm, because now stitching in the ditch on a long arm would have been really helpful. I may talk to my long arm about it and see, because I know she works on modern quilts. She has worked on them before. So I know she'll do them. But I don't know what she charges for them. So I'm sure it's an hourly rate. But I definitely don't want to do an all-around quilting with this one. I definitely want to keep it very, very subdued. Very, like I said, a stitch in the ditch. Something like that. So I don't want anything to take away from the design of this at all. Thumps the bot, Katie. You're supposed to be nice to the bot. Thumps it. Maybe it's like the TV. You just gotta bop it upside the head. Is that what you were trying to do there? I see what you're trying to do. Thumps it. I love that. I love that. That was great. That was really funny. Thanks, Lucas. Why? What did Lucas do? So, how many of you have your Christmas decorations up already? Be honest. How many? I can tell you I do not have mine up yet. Obviously, because there's no decorations in here yet. We usually don't decorate until the Friday after Thanksgiving. That's usually when we do our Christmas decorating. Aw, Nancy's hugging the bot. Aw. Patty says, I don't have mine up yet. Dre says, I don't decorate. It's fair. We don't decorate a lot anymore. Like, we used to decorate a whole heck of a lot when the kids were little. Well, let's face it, they did most of the decorating. But, you know, sometimes, some years Mr. Wizard and I will put up a tree and some years we won't. We probably will this year just because Taylor's home. And we like to look at it, but we really don't put any ornaments on the tree anymore. It's just so much work. But I like the lights at night. So, probably will do that. Tony and I are going to set up the tree this weekend. Give the cat time to explore. Awesome. Which tree is that, Lucas? Do you have it? Did you guys have a tree? Or was that Grandma's old tree? Which tree do you guys have? Lucas, you're probably going to want to anchor the tree so that it doesn't fall when you guys aren't home. It'll be Snicker's first Christmas tree. Angel used to knock the tree down. I think she knocked it down like 3-4 times. Grandma Joyce's old one? Okay. Yeah, Angel knocked the tree down 3 or 4 times, if I remember correctly. We lost a couple of ornaments because of it, so... Make sure you keep the glass ornaments off the tree the first year, and no ornaments right on the bottom. Patty says, I'm afraid my dog would think his toilet was indoors. It's fair. That's a fair statement. That's fair. Sandra says, not decorating that I know of. When the girls were little, we used to go over by my grandma's house and they would decorate my grandma's house because my grandma she wasn't physically able to do the decorating anymore. So the girls and I would go over there and decorate for her. We'd pull our tree out of the basement and put it up and put the ornaments on it. Took us forever to convince her to get one of those pre-lit trees. Who broke 100,000? Sylvia wants to know. Demolition gal that follows me and removes what I do. They're so fun at that age. So much fun. How old again? If you don't remind me, Sandra. I know you've probably said it a million times, and I apologize. How old again is the little one? It's just so weird working in columns like this. 15 months. Oh, that is a fun age. 15 months is a fun age. They haven't really figured out just what kind of trouble they can get into yet. Alright, so we've got it all ironed up now. I don't like the way that went ironed up. Got it all ironed up now. This one didn't really lay the way it's supposed to. There we go. This is going to need a nice hard press once it's all done. Really get those seams to lay nice. Lots of bulk in these seams. That's why I'm kind of hesitant to really do the stitch in the ditch quilting on my own. And I may end up giving it to my long arm to do, just because I feel like she has the equipment to be able to handle these seams, and I just don't think my machine's going to be able to handle it as much as it pains me to admit. But I just think that that's probably going to be what happens. We'll see. All right. Sorry, I keep saying I'm going to finish, and then I'm like, I find another seam I really want to iron down. Feels better. Just ironing this down. There we go. Now it's laying the way it's supposed to. Wow. I'm just impressed with... Now obviously the edges here, you guys can see the edges don't quite lead up. They're going to need to be trimmed down. But honestly, with the amount of work that's gone into this, the amount of pieces there are, and cutting involved, and all of the things, I can't really complain too much about it not meeting up. Honestly. Katie says, I know what it is. Well, don't tell anybody, Katie. Keep it to yourself, please. All right, so the good news is that we got 2 halves together now. I pay for a long arm once a year. I think that would be it. Yeah, I mean, the more I keep looking at it, the more I'm thinking, as much as I want to do a stitch in the ditch kind of quilting pattern, because I think that would be really cool, it's just... it's way too, I think it's going to be way too much for my machine. So I'm going to take some pictures of it, and I have to drop some things off at my long arm anyway. So I'm going to ask her about it when I drop some stuff off there. But look at the back. Like, it's just crazy. Like, look at the amount on the back. Unbelievable. So, but I am super excited about this. I'm so glad that we've gotten halfway through it. Just want to hold it up one more time. So crazy. So crazy. Just so crazy. I'm really happy with where we've gotten to it. I think we'll have at least one more stream of putting the pieces together, because now we have to put the 2 halves together, because there's the 2 halves now go together, and then there's 1 row that needs to go onto the top of it, and then we need to do the black border all the way around the edge. And I think that I am going to, when I go to the quilt store the next time, I'm thinking I'm going to try and find a dark brown, like a grunge. Because all of the colored pieces are a grunge fabric, so I think the grunge would really go with it. And a nice dark brown grunge for a 2 or 3 inch border all the way around, and for the binding to go with it. So I think that's what I'm going to end up with. So, but yeah, I am so proud of myself that I've managed to get this far with it, and that things are lining up the way that they're supposed to, because that has been the biggest fear that I've had. Truly the biggest fear I've had so far. But yeah, I'm so happy with it. Like, I never thought I would get to this point, because it, you know, when you start to read the instructions, and it's just very overwhelming, and it's really struggling. You're really challenging your skill set. You're really challenging what you think you know. Terry, thank you. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. I really appreciate you saying that. Thank you. But yeah. So anyway, friends, thanks so much for joining me this evening. I'm so glad that we're at a point with this where we're finally starting to see, it's finally starting to reveal itself. It's no longer all of these weird cut angled pieces coming together that we just can't figure out what it is. It's finally starting to come together. Like I said, if it's killing you and you have to know what it is and you can't wait, please feel free. Send me an email. I'll be happy to tell you what it is, as long as you swear yourself to secrecy. But yeah, I'm really happy with how it's coming out. Really, really happy with it. Really happy. I think it's going to look great. Now that I'm starting to think about it, I think a border is probably a good idea. It'll really frame it up nicely. And so then that way, when I put the binding on, it doesn't cut into the actual quilt itself. And I'm a little less, worried about it. Plus, with a border, then I can kind of square things up a little bit better, because things are kind of a little wonky right now. So a border will clean it up really nicely and really square it up nice. So yeah, I'll probably end up doing that. I think I bought 4 or 5 yards of this fabric. So I think I have plenty of fabric to do the backing with. I'll probably have leftover and extra. We'll have to wait and see. But so now I need to start having conversations with my long arm about a modern quilt and how best to quilt it and how expensive it's going to be to quilt it. But yeah, probably one more stream. You guys will see this one more time on the channel, probably in December, maybe. And hopefully by then we'll be in a position where we can maybe start putting some borders on it and bringing it over to the long arm. So as a member, you may actually get to see this one as a member of the channel because I might bring it back on a members only stream for a whip project to try and work on it some more there. Because I'm hoping to kind of move this one along. I'd really like to have this one. I was kind of hoping that I was going to have this one done by Christmas, but I think that's going to be an unrealistic goal just because of the amount of work that's still involved. So this person's birthday is in February. Gosh, I hope I didn't give that up too. So this person's birthday is in February, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to give it to them for their birthday in February. That's right, Katie, it does. Good. So, all right, friends. Well, thank you very much for hanging out with me this evening. I really appreciate it. You guys have a great rest of your evening, rest of your week. We will be back here on Sunday for our Memory Bear quilt. Our Memory Bear project is coming up on Sunday. It looks like we're probably going to finish that on Sunday, which reminds me, I need to open up that polyfill and get it fluffed out before Sunday. So I'll probably do that before I go to bed tonight. So anyway, that's it for this evening. Joyce, thank you so much for becoming a member of the channel. I can't wait to get to know you a little bit better. I mean, obviously I know who you are, but I can't wait to hang out with you in our members only series. We will be having another meeting on Monday. I want to say it's next Monday. I really do. I want to say it's the 24th. Yeah, on the 24th. I have to put the thumbnail up there, but welcome. And you'll get to catch all the previous streams as well. So go ahead and keep an eye out on those. And then starting, I think at the beginning of next year, we'll be doing a project with Mama Joyce, a sew along with Mama Joyce for our Blackberry Bramble project, which that one's going to be a lot of fun. So what a way to end, Lucas says. Oh boy, 7,500 thimbles. That's awesome. And do all a good night, Lucas says. Alright guys, thanks again so much. You guys have a great evening, and I will see you again. Where's my mouse? I will see you again on Sunday. Bye for now, friends.